Hi team, greetings everyone. In our previous session, we saw the concept called as variables. In today's session, we are going to see different types of NLPs that are present in the FireFlink platform. So for that, I am going to write a complete script for this registration process. Let me just click on this script name, so which is navigating me to the particular script. And here if you can see, we have already written 4 different steps. One is for opening the browser, maximizing it, navigating it to a specific URL, and verifying whether I am landing in the welcome page or not. So this script is done until the welcome page. Now let me go to ShopperStack application. So this is ShopperStack application. Once we give the URL of the application, it will land in the welcome page. Now, once after I land in the welcome page, what I have to do? I have to click on login button, which will navigate me to the login page, where I have to click on this create account button, which will navigate me to the sign up page. Now, once I land in the sign up page, I have to enter all these required details and then click on register, which will register me as a user in ShopperStack platform. So for all this scenario, we have already captured the element. Now, let me check once after I enter all the required details and click on register, which page I am navigating to. So what I will do, I'll just enter some dummy data. So I'm entering this dummy data so that I can verify whether I'm landing in the welcome page or in the home page, in order to verify once after registration where I am landing. So I'm just giving a random email ID to make sure it is not registered, and I have to give the password. And I'll click on this I agree, and let me just click on register. So once I click on register, if you can see, I'm landing in the welcome page and I'm getting a successful message. This we call it as toaster message. It is saying successfully registered. So once after the registration is done, I should navigate to the welcome page, as well as I should be getting this particular message. So let me just go to the repository of my ShopperStack platform. Let me go to repository. So in the welcome page, I'm supposed to receive a success message, right? But here, if you can see in the repository, inside the welcome page, I have only 2 elements. One is welcome to ShopperStack, enjoy shopping with us. One is login element. So now I want to add one more element. So how do we do that? So we have FireFlink client with us. We can easily capture the element using FireFlink client. So for that, I need to open my FireFlink client. So here we have the FireFlink client available. Now what we have to do, we have to give the URL of the application. I'll just give the URL of ShopperStack. So once I give the URL of the application, it is landing in the welcome page. So now I have to repeat the registration process in order to get that success message. So what I will do, let me navigate to the sign up page. Let me enter some dummy data again. So I am entering some dummy data for the registration to happen, so that we can get that element. Once we get the element, we can easily capture it. So I've entered the required details. I'll just click on the I agree. Now I'll click on register. So now I got the success message. What I will do, I'll just start the recording, place the cursor on it, and tap on this. So now I'm able to capture the element. So what I will do, I'll just stop the recording. I'll just click on this elements. Let me move this element to the repository. And here if you can see, name is captured, type is not captured. So here it's a toaster message, right? If you type toaster, you'll get it. Toaster message. Select this, select the element, click on move, select the project. So in my case, it is ShopperStack. I have to choose the screen for this. This particular element belongs to welcome page. I'll just click on choose page. So now I have to select the welcome page. Click on select and click on move. This will move the element to the repository of this particular project. So now I have captured it. Let me go to the FireFlink platform. So this is the FireFlink platform. Let me just refresh the repository page. Now if you can see, successfully registered is visible here. Now let me go to test development. Since we have captured all the required elements for the registration scenario, we can start writing the automation script. I'll just go inside the script. So once after I navigate to the URL, I'll verify whether I'm landing in the welcome page or not. After that, I have to click on the particular login button in the welcome page, right? So for that, I'll just click on this add. So now which action I'm doing, click. So I'll type click. So here I have multiple suggestions. One of them is click on element. I'll select this NLP and it is asking for, you want me to click on the element, give me the element. So I'll just click on this element. I'm hitting multiple suggestions where login button in welcome page. This is my element. I want to click on this element. So I'll select this. Now I'll just click on add. Now I have to add the next step, which is nothing but I will be landing in the login page. I have to verify whether it is login page or not. For that, I have captured a login link in the login page. So I have to verify whether it is displaying or not. So just click on add. So I want to verify whether the element is displayed. So what I will do, I'll just type display. And here if you can see, we have a suggestion, verify element is displayed. Select this. It is asking for the element to be displayed. So in my case, the element to be displayed is login link in the login page. So here we have multiple elements, right? What you can do in the sense, you can just type login. And here if you can see, we have shopper login text in login page. This is the element which I want to verify to make sure it is landing in the login page. Select the element. And here, this is a verification NLP. So when the element is present, it will return as the true. When the element is not present, it will return as false. So this, if you can see, assign step return value to. Whenever you see this assign step return value to, what is the meaning of it? The NLP is going to return some value. And how do you capture the value? By creating a variable. Do I need to create another variable now? Or can I make use of the variable which I have already created? So I am going to make use of the variable which is already created. How do you call the variable in FireFlink? Here if you can see, search for variable using dollar symbol. So once I type dollar, can you see I am getting the variables which is created in my project. So here there are multiple variables. Which variable I am going to choose? I am going to choose this variable is displayed. Select this and click on add. Now I'll just click on the next step plus. So once after verifying whether I am landing in the login page, then I have to click on the create account button. What is the action? Click action. Just type click. You'll be getting the NLP for click on element. Select this. What is the element? I want to click on create account. I'll just type create. If you can see create account button in login page. This is my element. Select the element. Click on add. Now, after clicking on this create account button, I will be landing in the sign up page. I have to verify whether I am landing in the sign up page or not. For that, I have captured a particular element. Let me verify it. So how do we verify the element, whether it is displayed or not? Same NLP, just type display. We'll be getting a suggestion, verify element is displayed. Select the NLP and here you have to search for the element which is present in the sign up page. So here we have multiple elements present in the sign up page, but we captured one single element to verify whether we are landing in the sign up page or not. So for that, we have to search for the element. So I was capturing create your profile text in the sign up page. So this is the element which I captured in the sign up page to verify whether I'm landing in the sign up page or not. I'll just select this. Now, since it's a verification NLP, what it will return? It will return a Boolean value. How do we capture that value? We have to create a variable. Do we need to create a variable again, or we have to call the variable which is already created? We can call the variable which is already created. How do you call the variable? Use dollar symbol. And if you scroll down, we have this is displayed. Select this, click on add. So this will verify whether we are landing in the sign up page or not. After that, we have to start entering the required details. So next step is I want to enter the first name. So I want to enter some input, right? I'll just say enter. Here if you can see, one of the suggestion is enter input into element, and the description is this NLP is used to enter in the input. So here the input should be given. So what is the input I am going to enter? That input I have to give. So first name I will give it as Steve, and this is what? This is hard coding. I am directly entering the value. We should never hard code the data. What we should do? We have to create it as a variable, and this is a value. Now how do we create this as a variable? Just click on this create as variable button. You'll be getting this create variable pop up. You have to give the name of the variable. Here I'll just give it as first name, and when I'm naming the variable, I'm using camel case, and I want to use this particular variable only inside this particular script. In that case I can keep it as local. If I want to use it in multiple scripts, I want to make it as global. I'll be writing multiple scripts in registration, so what I will do, I'll just make it as global, and value is Steve. This variable I'm creating for what? For giving the value. I'll just click on create. So this input should be entered in which element? First name text field. I'll just say first name. Here if you can see first name text field in sign up page. Select the element, click on add. Now once after you enter the first name, you have to enter the last name. Just click on add. So you are going to do the same action, entering action. So what you have to do, just type enter input into element. Here the input will be different since you are going to enter the last name. So here you can just give the last name, and this is hard coding. Never hard code the data. Create this as a variable. So this is not the name. I'll just keep it as last name, and let me make it as global variable. Values and sm. Click on create. I'm creating this variable for what? For giving the input. And element. What is the element I'm supposed to pass here? Last name text field. Give the click on add button. So once after you enter the first name, last name, then you have to enter the phone number. So here what I means, let me check in the application once what I have to enter next. Let me go to application. Let me go to login page and sign up page. So here once after you enter the first name, last name, you have to click on the gender button, right? Now what I will do, I'll just click on this FireFlink. Now here, in order to enter the gender, we already saw the concept of dynamic element, right? Means dynamic locator. We have made that particular element as a dynamic locator. So what I will do, I'll use the gender element here. So here we will raise the gender element. What is the action I'm doing it? I'm doing click action, right? So once I click on the element, it is going to select the element. So what is the action I'm doing here? Click action. So what I will do, I'll just click on add and type click. Click on element. So now once I select this particular NLP, it is asking for the element. So gender is my element, which is actually a dynamic element. I'll just select this. Since it's a dynamic element, it is asking for the dynamic value. Now I have to give the value here. So how do we get the value? Just go to the application, right click on the particular radio button which you want to click. So I want to click on mail. So what I will do, I'll just click on inspect. And here this is the text which I want. I'll just copy this and go to FireFlink. Here this will be my value. So now this particular element will be clicking on the mail radio button. I'll click on add. So once after I enter this particular, means I click on this particular mail, I have to enter the phone number. So click on add. What is the action I'm doing? Enter. Input into element. Select the NLP. The input is nothing but the phone number. I'll just give some random phone number. And we should never hard code the data. Create this as a variable. Name is phone number. Make this as a global variable so that you can access in multiple scripts. I'll just click on create. And this input should be entered in phone number text field. Phone number text field in sign up page. Select this, click on add. So this will enter the phone number. And the next step, if you can see, we have to enter the email ID. Now, when I'm going to enter the email ID, every time when I enter the email ID, it should be a unique email ID. Can I register 2 times with the same email ID? No, right? I cannot do that. Whenever we are going to register, we have to make sure we are entering a new email ID. Now, if I go to FireFlink and if I say like, means if I'm going to enter this NLP, enter. input into element. So this is the NLP. Here, if I give the variable also, if I hard code the variable, means hard code the value also, I will be giving one single email ID every time. So first time it is going to pass the script. For the second time, it is not going to pass the script. Why? Because that particular email ID which I have entered is already registered. So how do we achieve? Every time we have to enter a random email ID or newly generated email ID. How do we do that? For that, let me just click on this cancel button. Now, the logic which I am going to use here is I will be generating a random string. Later, I will be concatenating that random string with the domain name, and that input I will be giving it as an email. So let me just explain this. Now let me just create a random string. So how do you generate a random string? So just click on this add button, and here what you want to generate a random string. Just type generate. Now here we have generate random email with specific domain. So here you can generate a random email or you can generate a random email with specific domain. So here I just wanted to generate a random email. If I go with this, so it is asking for assign step return value to. So what I'm asking this NLP to do, to generate a random email. So this NLP will generate a random email and it is going to return us. So this assign step return value indicates that this particular NLP is having a return value, meaning that it is going to return some value. So how do we capture the value? We have to create the variable and then we have to capture the value. So here, since the NLP is going to return us the random email, what I will do, I'll just create a variable here, random email. So is this a variable now? No, this is a value. How I'm saying this is a value? Because we have this create as a variable option. I'll just click on this create as a variable, and here this will be the name, and I am not going to give the value. I'm creating this variable for what? To capture the value which is returned by the NLP. So I will remove the value, and I want to use this particular input, means this random email, only in my this script, means only for this particular script. So what I will do, I'll just make it as a local variable and I'll click on create. So now I'll just click on add. So this will generate a random email ID and it will be stored in the variable called as random email. So after that, I want to enter the email into the email ID text field, right? So I'll click on add. What is the action? Enter action, enter input into element. So what is the input? My input is present in a variable called as random email. How do you call the variable? Just use dollar symbol, email. See here, if you can see, random email is reflecting. Select this. What is the element? This input should be entered in email address text field in the sign up page. Select the element and click on add. So once you enter the email ID, what you have to do? You have to enter the password and confirm password. Same action. Enter input into element. So input is nothing but the password. So I'm just entering the password. This is hard coding. Never hard code the data. Create it as a variable. So I'll just keep it as password. I'll be making it as global variable. Let me just click on create. And this should be entered in password text field in sign up page. Click on add. And next thing is I have to enter the confirm password. Enter input into element. So input is nothing but I have already created a variable called as password. So what I will do, I'll use the dollar symbol to call the same. So password, element is confirm password. Select it, give the add button. So now it will enter the confirm password. Once after I enter the confirm password, I have to click on the terms and conditions checkbox. So what is the action? Click on element. And what is the element? Terms and conditions. This is the element. Click on add. Now once after you click on this terms and conditions, what you have to do? You have to click on the register button. So what is the action? Click on element. And what is the element? Register button in sign up page. Select this and click on add. Now once you click on register button, what should be done? It should be navigating to the welcome page and it should be displaying that particular success message, right? So what I'll be doing, I'll verify whether that success message is displayed or not. So I'll just click on add. I want to verify whether it is displayed. So what is the NLP? Just type display, verify the element is displayed. Select it. Which is the element I want to verify? Success. Successfully registered toaster message. Select the element, and this is a verification NLP. How do you, means this particular NLP is going to return as a boolean value. How do you capture the value? By creating a variable. We have already created a variable. Let me just call the variable. How do you call the variable? Dollar. Just type display. Here we have this is displayed. Select this, click on add. So once after you verify whether this particular toaster message is displaying or not, after that we have to close the browser. It is an automation standard. Whenever you open the browser, once after the scenario is done, we have to close the browser. Just click on add, type close. You'll be having a step, means you'll be having an option called as close browser. Select it, give the add button. So now if you can see, we have written the script for registration process. We will execute this in the next session. So in today's session, we have seen this particular scenario, which is for registration in the Shopper Stack application. We will see the execution in next video. Thank you.